Hello, everybody, and welcome to Alternate Future of the World, Episode 1. This is going to be a series of the future of the world, Season 1. I've done multiple different recordings of this, and now I just hope that this stays. Oh wait, I didn't even have to got them on. I forgot I had them on a separate layer. As we start off this video with the Russo-Ukrainian War. This is what it looks like in roughly 2026, and yeah, there's some invasions happening. It's battles are still happening. It's mainly stalemate. Ukraine makes some pushbacks over here. Russia does invasion of north, and another invasion up north. Ukrainian troops enter into the Donbass region. Kherson is liberated, but then it is captured once again, and they get it looking like this as the 2026 Iran war peace is agreed upon, which basically has just white peace kinda. But Iran has to stop supporting like the groups in Lebanon and in Yemen. Now that layer is gone. The year is now 2027, as people are saying Happy New Year's, and it is now the year of 2027. They hope it's a less like unexpected kind of year than 2026. Also, I should say this is completely unrealistic. All these events, they might happen, but yeah, I'm just making them up. I don't believe that this will happen, but yeah. Let's get on with the Yemeni civil war. As let me just look up what these groups are. The Houthi, not that. These guys, governments, no clue why I'm saying these, but the government is starting to get help. Now, who are they getting help from? Who is it? Well, it's none other than China. China is investing into it. They're starting to build out the towns here and cities here, even making it so that this small major city here in South Yemen is now a major city. So that's a big change. And they also give one layer. They also give military aid, and what's that? Why isn't this working? They also give military aid, and that group is gone. That group is gone, and they're just fading into this group, and yeah, the Yemen civil war is done with. The government taking back control, just kind of like how the Republic of Syria took control very quickly. And the next event is Saudi Arabia declaring war on somebody. Now, who did they declare war on? Yemen. The newly reinstated Yemeni government. They're like, it's just gonna collapse into civil war again without good rule, and we have good rule. So yeah, we're gonna invade to put stability back into Yemen. They start invading from the north of it, into the southern regions of South. Well, the South Yemen region, this is not Yemen, yeah, very confusing. As they head towards the capital and capture the capturing this major city and these two major cities. As they capture this strait at the city of Aden, this is the only city here I know, and they capture this city right here, forcing Yemen to surrender, and the Treaty of Doha is made right here, and it's full annexation from the Saudis. Saudi Arabia fully annexes Yemen, so now Saudi Arabia is big. That's good for the Saudi fans. If you're a fan of Saudi Arabia, here you go. A big Saudi Arabia. Meanwhile, we see another civil war come to an end in 2026, either the Somalian or the Sudanese. And that one is the Sudanese. As over here in Sudan, and UN forces are like, we need to intervene and stop this long war, and the UN lands in Sudan, and they just start invading with the help of Egypt as they invade via the River Nile. Only invading the like government, not invading the Darfur. They then invade the Darfur after just doing it and phasing over to it. Capturing this capital, capturing this group, and just the whole north of this Green Team surrenders, and the north of Sudan surrenders to the UN. Like, Sudan's against the world here as they start surrounding Khartoum, well, the Khartoum area, getting these pockets of orange rebellions and this pocket of gold as this line team surrenders, and this last major city is captured as they kick off these southern areas from here, and these two groups surrender and these areas are captured as they start going up the river to capture Khartoum. This is all that's left, and Khartoum surrenders, with Sudan becoming a UN state. So, what I'm going to do is, if I'm going to make a layer code UN states, so it's controlled by the UN, or I'm actually going to rename it to controlled by the UN, and I'm going to select Sudan. This should be not a C. Why ain't this that? That's right. As all of Sudan is selected and is controlled by the United Nations military. This is the United Nations Governorate of Sudan. As the next event we see happening is some continuation of the Somali civil war, as we see the Puntland and Somaliland forces combine together to form like a free Somalia military, and they start invading into these guys and these guys, as this grey team just captures all this. I'm not sure who's this grey team, but they've captured all of teal, as the lime team has captured this, and the capital city is almost captured by the grey team, but these like 3 Somalians go down and capture the capital city, but this civil war will not end in this video. This next event happening in around May 27 is an event I do not see coming, and it's a completely unrealistic event. I just chose this to happen, just random, like, yeah, just to like do it in this video. The Mongolian Civil War. So there's mainly 3 sides to the Civil War. This I'm going to map out now. Some of it will go by provinces. So in the Mongolian Civil War, now Russia and China, unknowingly to each other, have both been sending pro-Russians and pro-Chinese people into Mongolia, trying to get them to annex, or in Russia's case, kind of puppet, but also take some territories from Mongolia. And the first group to break away is the People's Republic of China. No, not China, of Mongolia, or Outer Mongolia, as it's sometimes referred to. These guys are pro-communist and pro-Chinese. If you look on the provinces map, you will see that I went by provinces if I can find the layer. I went by modern day provinces, so that province, that one. Mainly ones that bordered on China. And then the day after, a Russian-backed rebellion breaks free, starting the Mongolian Civil War. As we see, the Russian troops start, the pro-Russian troops, I'm just going to call these guys the North Mongolians and the South Mongolians. So the northern troops start invading into mainly the Ulaanbaatar regions, getting close to the gates, and they then stop as the southerners was then do like a spearhead, this is more effective, into Ulaanbaatar, and then they go around surrounding the territories that were once government controlled, and the capital is captured by the communists. Instead, over here, the pro-Russians are just that invaded here. So Russia backs northern Mongolia and China backs southern Mongolia. Oh, Western East Mongolia, as the northern Mongolians then are invaded into the border, well, not into China, but along the border, and China is scared. And they, as China joins the Mongolian Civil War, and they, I'm gonna get a different color for the Chinese troops than these troops. They start invading into the government controlled territories of Mongolia and even into the pro Russian controlled territories. This heavily makes the bridge between Russia and China. This is the worst Russian and Chinese relations have been pretty much ever over recent history, other than the Sino-Soviet split. And Russia with Putin is deciding on whether or not to join the Mongolian Civil War, as like it looks like the pro-Russian faction is gonna get just crumpled, but lots of regions just start joining the pro-Russians as regions start to elect who they want to be the next Mongolia, as they see that the Mongolian government is just collapsing. As they're literally just left with these small territories here, and the Chinese military captures those territories. As not all is looking good on the side of China, as recently they've been facing some difficulties just in 2027, and multiple different groups break away, such as the Southern Republicans break away. Meanwhile, like it is around now that the 2028 US elections are happening. As I'm going to use the provinces map to show the election, and then go on to like Japan 4 or something like it, to so who wins. Actually, I'm just going to go on to it. As the candidates for this election are, if you look on the 2024 election map, you will see that the Democrats are actually not using any of the blue states for the presidential candidates, but the state of North Carolina. And who is that? That is Josh Stein, as the Republicans put forward former Vice President at the time, current Vice President J.D. Vance, as we see on the night, New York Democratic, New Jersey for the Democrats. Meanwhile, Florida and Texas for the Republicans. For the Democrats, California, Oregon, Washington, Minnesota are Democrats. Ohio, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana are all Democrats. So far, if you look, it's heavily mirroring the 2024 elections with all the states so far in the South are red. Ohio was red, these guys were red, and the blue, and these guys were blue. As we see in not Pennsylvania, PA, I did not want PA too. I did not choose PA yet. Pennsylvania, as Connecticut, Vermont, Rhode Island, and not Maine 2, but Maine 1 go for the Democratic Party. Tennessee, South Carolina, Arkansas, and Oklahoma go for Republicans. As Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, all swing states, calling a Democratic win. Idaho goes Democratic. Montana, Republican. Wyoming, Republican. West Virginia and Kentucky, Republican. Pennsylvania, Maryland, Washington, D.C., Virginia, Delaware, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts all put in Democrat candidate. Colorado and New Mexico both go for the Democrats, and they've got 278. As we see, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, all of Nebraska except for that one little one, and Kansas, Montana, Iowa, and Maine go for Republicans. North Carolina, Democrats. MEAL versus Maine, blue. Nebraska, red. Red. Utah, not blue but red. Alaska, red. And Hawaii, blue. Who do these two states vote for? Arizona, blue. And Nevada, red. So, the new US president is President Josh Stein from North Carolina. Now, do you want to see a comparison of this map from last year's? Yeah. Now you see much difference. Because there is Idaho, Arizona, New Mexico, North Carolina, the West Belt are all Republican, and are now Democrat. In 2028 presidential election, Josh Stein is now president, and the vice presidents, which are going to be white, he beside it, with VP on top. He chooses. Okay, so I've changed it a bit. I've added Party D and POTUS Josh Stein 2029 till who knows when. With VP being Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, aka as I've heard, AOC. She is the Vice President of the United States with the Stein Ocasio-Cortez ticket. As we are going to do one last thing for this of law. Here. A Mongolian people's, no, not Mongolian, a Manchurian people's revolution occurs. but it is then changed as another revolution happens in Manchuria, and that is backed by Russia as the pro-Russian Manchurian Federation government happens. And I'm gonna actually give capitals to the rebellion. So these are more so base of operations. This team's base of operation is this city here, and this team's is right here along the Russian border. These guys don't have a capital or a city because that's the capital, and there's no cities on it. Then right here is, actually I'm gonna make that right there, is the Southern Rebellion, and we will probably see in the next episode this be major factor of episode 2, and that was the end of alternate future of the world episode 1. And if you let me type this out, episode 1, and the title of this video will be my plan. It will be the wait, why isn't it not typing? Let me just redo that. AOFEW episode 1, the first time episode 1, the first time. That is cause it's the first time, and it's also gonna have like a title kind of here. The versus 2628. And that is also the year, so every time the year of what it is, the episode's going to be here. And that was alternate future of the world, episode 1, season 1, the first time, 2628. Goodbye. Like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video, whether it be AFOTW episode 2 or AFOTW episode, well, not that, but Rixo season 1 episode 3 or Rixo season 2 episode 2. Goodbye.